Okay, I know I keep coming back to the parking idea, but I just thought of this really cool concept, and I want to get it out before I forget it. Imagine a a subDAO for Helium that is a network of it's essentially a parking solution that parking garages can deploy. So it's a network of sensors that automate and simplify the availability, reservation, and payment process for parking in the garage. And so, if the money, sorry, I got a hair. If the money you got to spend on your parking spot, rather than spending the money when you get there, you the money that you're spending on your parking spot should be staked, and you are rewarded for, or you're given the rewards for the staking, and the payment is sent after being split to the parking organization that you're having to pay to park there. Paying to park sucks anyway, and this would allow dynamic payment based on availability. And the subDAO would be a network of parking garages, basically. And so you'd be selling a solution to these parking garage organizations that already spend like millions of dollars on construction anyway. And so you'd be implementing a solution that is more frictionless for users. The user facing application would be, when you get to your parking spot, you're scanning a QR code that downloads an app that they're signing up for the app on your phone, which a lot of garages require now anyway, is actually signing you up for an SPL token account where you can deposit money for a fee that will pay for your parking, or you can connect your other Solana wallet or your bank account to, for example, to fund your parking. And then the money that you're spending on parking you're earning off staking it while you're parked. So that would be like this seamless little user interface that people wouldn't even need to know that it's Web3. They would just be able to see that you can, based on the frequency of your visitation of these garages and the duration of the time that you're spending there, impacts the reward that you're getting back, like the kickback. So the longer time you spend there, the hours get less, the rewards get greater, and essentially there is a rewards mechanism in place for frequent users, frequent visitors to your garage. So rather than it being this purely wealth extractive mechanism, you'd be incentivizing the garages to deploy these solutions through a new DNP, a new Helium sub token that the parking garage is earning based on the amount of cars that are being basically the amount of cars that are staking funds, that is now creating a generative ecosystem for the garage deployers, as well as the attendees, or sorry, the visitors to the garage where you have to pay to park. Now it's interactive. There's rewards. You can use game theory to create honest participation and a fun and engaging way. Reward people like tourists with NFTs, free movie tickets, parking validation, etc., all implemented through a dApp on Solana. So, like, who cares about paying for parking? But I was sitting in the other room talking to my wife about a couple of concepts, and this one stuck out to me, as well as like viewing subDAOs almost as a union, where in a specific organization or a specific industry, you band together with other people in your industry and try to create a new industry standard by improving the experience for users, removing some wealth extractive element, creating a little bit of fun and engagement for the community that is involved, and including state and federal funded organizations like the foster care system and healthcare system, kids fall through the cracks and experience, unfortunately, various forms of abuse in these environments, and are often restricted from vital forms of communication where they can report violence or neglect. And if kids in the foster care system were remotely tracked with a device that allowed them to, essentially live stream abuse while it happened, now kids aren't falling through the cracks or experiencing unfortunate circumstances that can be neglected through community funded service providing the devices that the children wear, the data for the data transfer, all as a Helium subDAO. So rather than relying on your state competing for federal funding that is, I feel like any organization competing with the military or the police for money isn't being considered. So educational and healthcare and childcare solutions are high priority because there are a lot of communities that are experiencing systemic neglect that you can bypass with this rewards mechanism that Helium has enabled with the H&T flywheel. So we are really bullish on community-oriented solutions that empower individuals and empower communities to deploy networks of sensors or solutions of their own that create an economy within their own community without it being dependent on an outside party or dependent on some wealth extraction. So back to the revolution standpoint with where we are with Helium, this is an opportunity for communities to empower themselves and empower one another and provide necessary resources to one another. And so Helium subDAOs are kind of like unions, and the parking garage subDAO could be a cool way to stop having to spend $25 to park in an empty garage, for example. Like there's a lot of really awesome benefits to that, but anybody that lives in a city like I do hates paying for parking because you have to park. When you get out going somewhere, it's like, okay, now you're being rung. And so we're enthusiastic about any opportunity to put a kink in wealth extractive mechanisms. So viva la revolucion. Helium Denver out.